Hey, I'm Rejected Shotgun. There are a ton of community hero concepts out there made by very talented artists, but only a few of those hero concepts actually get made into a full-on 3D model in the stylization of Overwatch. And today, a super cool hero concept that goes by the name Firestarter has been fully realized in 3D, and it looks amazing. So today, let's talk about it. This here is the original concept of Firestarter. In this version of the concept, Firestarter isn't even an Overwatch hero yet, but actually a standalone character. As you can see, the artist, Elizabeth Nagurnia, put a ton of detail into this character. The costume is just oozing with detail and color, and this character overall just looks so creative. It's amazing. If you look here, this is a zoom in on the character made by the same artist. This is just an insane amount of detail. So much love and passion was put into creating this character that it really shows. Here are a couple more concepts that were made before the final design was decided upon. You can see there are a ton of really good ideas here, but obviously only one design can actually prevail, and so the final design did. And it actually looks like there were 5 final designs that the artist was deciding upon, but the very 5th one is the final design that was chosen. Not to say these other 4 aren't good though, because I would actually be very intrigued to see number 3 and even number 2 as the final designs, but of course 5 was the one decided. Now, a lot of people really liked this character design. They thought Firestarter was very interesting, very original, and they wanted to kind of model this character in full 3D. And one person even wanted to model this character fully in 3D in the stylization of Overwatch, essentially converting this character design into an Overwatch character design fully realized in 3D. And that person is Alexander Ebler. This here is Firestarter, realized in Overwatch. As you can see, a lot of the same stuff from the original concept is kept, but at the same time, Alexander is able to kind of pull together his 3D modeling skills and make that style of Overwatch really pop. And seeing now this character, it fully realized in the Overwatch art style, I'm actually reminded a lot of Tracer if she had a giant fire cannon anyway. Taking a look through some of these images, we can see that the weapon on this was not shown too well in the concept art. You can see though that the weapon is amazing. It's a huge pole staff that has a large cannon on the end of it that seems to spew out fire. And here you can actually see it looks like they got the character to use this fire staff as a kind of device to propel themselves, which is very funny. If this were actually an Overwatch, I would assume this would make a very good victory pose. Here's a couple more poses with Firestarter. In this, you can see that the weapon is actually connected to a massive tank of fuel that just kind of rests on her back. And you can see these 2 giant yellow tubes that come out and supply the fuel into the actual main weapon, and that is a super cool little bit of attention to detail there, actually showing a real way for this character's weapon to work. I think this is another example of why all these different artists have decided to model this character design over many others. It's because this character design for Firestarter really is so cared for, so detailed, and so well executed. From all different angles, you can see this character has really been fully fleshed out. From the back here, it almost looks like this little device that's on the character's back looks a little bit like Tracer's device that she has planted on her chest. And we see some very familiar logos all around the back here, especially on the fuel tank, where we see this small little triangle symbol which looks similar to Ana's eye on her Shrike skin. So that's kind of an interesting detail, probably not on purpose there, but it does look very similar, and it does bring it even more into the Overwatch universe with symbols like that. Now this is pretty interesting. Take a look at this character in full video form with fully animated textures and everything, doing a quick little spin around. Check this out. This character looks really amazing when they're fully realized and in motion like that in 3D. It almost gives you a glimpse of what this character might look like were they to be added into the game. I think it's kind of nice to take a look at the character without all the textures so that you can kind of appreciate how much work really went into the mesh here. There is a ton of detail made by the artist, and when you pull away the textures, you could really see all the different ridges, all the different shadowed areas, and all the it's so much in one small area that it's just so impressive to me. It's just unbelievable. If you take a look at this character here with the full-on polygon view, you can see this character is actually not that intense on the polygons. I think if this were to be in game in Overwatch, the polygons might have to be turned down just a little bit, but other than that, this is actually a pretty small amount of polygons considering the amount of detail that went into this character. But I think that might also just be part of the Overwatch style, is that it's very low on the poly count, which means that it will run very good in the actual Overwatch engine. The artist actually put out a multi-layered view of all the different layers of textures that went into this character, and you can see there are a ton, and I mean a ton, of different textures and maps that go into making this character really pop. I can see like 5 right here that are just multi-layered onto this character, and it goes to show you though that in Overwatch a lot of the amazing detail and work is not actually just done on the models, but is actually done on the textures, which allow for many different feelings of depth and just so much detail further beyond just the straight up mesh. So this is Firestarter, an incredibly popular hero design that has been converted straight over into the Overwatch style. But what if this character was not in the Overwatch style? What if somebody took this character design and made it fully realized in a realistic type art style? Well, somebody has actually done that as well. This picture is not in color, but it is the same character that we saw from before, Firestarter. Now, somebody has decided to make this character style not in the Overwatch style, but actually in a fairly realistic, or just a more realistic style than Overwatch, but still it is kind of cartoony and animated. I figured this would be a nice note to leave off on because it is interesting to see different artistic representations of the same kind of character concept. So all of these pictures are pretty cool, and it's awesome to see this character in more detail, not just the Overwatch style, but I do kind of prefer the Overwatch style. I might be a little biased there. I like Overwatch a lot, but still, seeing this character fully realized by another artist is very, very cool to see. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more videos just like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I upload Overwatch news every single day. So if you want to be updated on all the new stuff in Overwatch, make sure to subscribe to my channel. That's all for today though. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
Like